Hi, Kim Rayner here from All About Spirits, Life After Cancer. And I want to welcome you to episode 28 of All About Spirits, Life After Cancer. And I always start this episode or this show talking a little bit about what life is like after cancer. And, you know, it throws us curveballs. It impacts everything in our lives, our physical bodies, our relationships with other people, our relationship to ourselves, our friends, our families. It impacts our work life. It impacts our sex life. It impacts every aspect of our life. And stepping back into life after you're finished with your cancer treatment can be really a challenge. So I actually started creating this show because I had a really hard time stepping back into life when I was done with cancer because I couldn't do the things I used to be able to do. And when I went to support groups, they didn't give me the kind of support I was looking for. So each week on Mondays, I spend, anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes just talking about life after cancer. And my intention with this show is to offer the kind of support that I didn't feel like I was getting when I was done with my treatment. So like I said, today is episode 28 of Life After Cancer, and this episode is called, What Does Exercise Do for My Body? And this is also the 9th episode in the series of What Does Fill in the Blank Do for My Body? And, you know, when we're going through cancer treatment, when we're going through lots of things, people tell us all the time, we should exercise, we should take care of our bodies. And when we're done with cancer treatment, or even during cancer treatment, the thought of exercising can be like, are you kidding me? I can barely get up out of bed. And for anybody that knows me, they really know that I am a type A personality. I'm goal-driven. My tendency is to move quickly, and I like to see results. So when it comes to exercise, my idea of exercise had always been, if I'm not sweating buckets and my heart isn't pounding, it's not exercise. I didn't think that yoga was real exercise. And that was really sad because my mom is a yoga instructor and has been for more than 20 years. So I really had to reevaluate what my perspective of exercise was after my cancer diagnosis. You know, prior to my diagnosis, a lot of you know that I was a college student when I was diagnosed. I was 48 years old. And I really, my main mode of transportation was riding my bicycle. I was riding, 50 to 100 miles a week, and I felt really healthy. And I was working out. I was exercising. So after my surgery, it was really hard for me to step back into that because nothing I did felt like exercise, and I really had to reevaluate my relationship. And I wish I'd have known about accountability buddies back then, where if you find somebody that is also, trying to exercise or trying to change things in their life, that you become accountability buddies. And Courtney Moon, accountability buddy is her word. And I'm really grateful for the idea and to have accountability buddies in my life today. I just need to pause for a second and watch the squirrels. They're zipping around here like crazy. And, I was in New York last week, and I really missed being outside. So I'm really grateful to be here in this beautiful place today and out in the air. And, today I know that walking is really a healthy kind of exercise. So just getting out to the park to be able to do this episode is exercise. And after my surgery, I was down in Milwaukee staying at a friend's house, and my sister and my mom were staying there with me. And exercise at that point really felt like I was it felt like walking from the bathroom to the couch was exercise at that point. Hi, Molly. Good to see you here today. And little by little, I started to do a little bit more. And by day 4 after surgery, I was able to walk out the front door and walk out onto the street. And that was exercise. It didn't feel like exercise to me at the time, but it really was. Just getting up and moving is exercise. And there's so many different ways that you can do that. Challenging yourself to walk out to your mailbox. That can be considered exercise after treatment. It can be, going to the grocery store and walking through the aisles while you're shopping. That's exercise. It doesn't have to be heart pounding. It doesn't have to be running. It doesn't have to be riding your bicycle or taking some kind of a TRX class or something like that. It doesn't have to be like that. It can be very, very relaxing. It can be spiritual. It can be it can be quiet and gentle, and that's really the way that we need to start. We need to listen to our bodies and pay attention. And I know Molly is a yoga instructor, and she teaches yoga. So she teaches people how to tap into what's going on in their body. And it took me a long time to be willing to accept yoga as a form of exercise. But by taking those kind of exercises, by first starting to walk, that was the first thing I did. And then, I used to love to swim. So I found out that the YMCA had classes where you could actually go and take walking classes in the swimming pool at the Y. And that was really helpful for me, because it supported my abdomen after my surgery, and it gave me extra support. So when I didn't feel like I was going to fall down, and that was really helpful for me. So starting out with one thing like walking, going to the mailbox, walking to your neighbor's house, going to the grocery store, going for a ride out in the country and finding a beautiful place just to stop and walk outside for a little while. All of those things help build your strength. They help get you moving, and it gives your body the opportunity to do the healing that it needs to do. And your doctor's going to tell you, if he hasn't already, get up and exercise, go outside, start doing things. You might not be able to do what you used to be able to do, but you can certainly do something. And, there's a lot of different exercises. Yoga is absolutely one of them that's really powerful. There's an exercise called Qigong, which is learning how to move your body at a very slow and methodical pace, and to really feel the energy and feel what's going on in your body. And that is a beautiful spiritual practice where you not only connect what's going on in your head and in your heart, but you connect that to what's going on in your body. So Qigong is a beautiful practice. Tai Chi is a beautiful practice. And if you aren't comfortable going out into groups to take exercise classes like that, going onto YouTube and just looking for Tai Chi or Qigong and learning the movements to just start getting your body active. If you can find a yoga class, there are chair yoga classes which don't strain your body, which don't require crazy contortion things to do. It doesn't require crazy contortion things for you to be able to do the work. So that is, chair exercise classes are really powerful. And one of my favorite ways to get exercise, I found a labyrinth, and I would walk the labyrinth. And if you don't know what a labyrinth is, it's a pathway that you walk. It's part of a spiritual practice, and it's a pathway that you can walk in contemplative meditation. And usually there is a bench or some kind of a resting place in the center where you can connect to spirit and you can connect to yourself, and you just get the opportunity to pause. And that's a great way to get exercise. And, little by little, as you start to take more action, as you start to exercise and move around more, you'll find that you do get stronger and you're able to do things that you weren't able to do before. So one of the things that my accountability buddies are doing for me is they have helped me prepare to be in a 5K. I am on May 12th going to be running in the Soul Burner 5K for the American Cancer Society. I am 11 years out since my cancer treatment. It took me 11 years to get to this point, and I'm finally ready to take that action. And I started doing the practicing for it, and little by little I got stronger and I was able to run more. Will I be able to run the whole thing? I don't know for sure if I will or not, but I'm gonna try. And one of the great things about walking through the cancer process and doing it from a place of spirituality is I get to push myself, I get to push my boundaries, I get to push my relationship with God, and I get to find out that, I might not be able to do the things that I used to be able to do. But man, I can do something, and as long as I'm up here breathing, I'm going to keep trying. So my invitation to you is, if you have slipped into a sedentary lifestyle because of your cancer diagnosis, my invitation is that you find a way to get just a little bit more active. Maybe get up and walk to the corner. Maybe get up and walk to your neighbor's house. Do something to get your body moving and to remind yourself that, there are things that don't work the way they used to, but there are lots of things that still work really well. So there are so many things that you can do for light exercise. Tai Chi, like I talked about, Qigong, yoga, walking in swimming pools, starting to swim, riding a stationary bicycle and pedaling just really, really slow. Those are all ways to start the process. And if you need an accountability buddy, I would be absolutely delighted to be an accountability buddy for you. You can reach out to me and we can set goals together, and I can share with you what I'm doing, and I would love to hear what you're doing. So, and if you have people in your life that are willing to do it with you, all the better. It's so much easier to do this kind of work if we have people to do it with. So again, my invitation to you is find something that you can do to get active. Just push yourself a little bit, and you'll see that it makes you feel better. It just makes you feel better, makes me feel better. And when I can do it out in nature, that makes me feel all the more better. So, as always, if you found something in this program helpful to you, I would appreciate your sharing it and liking it. It makes the information available to other people. And until next Monday, I hope life treats you well. Thanks for being here, and make it a great week.